3, 2, 1. Hello, Adam.
Hello. Long time no see.
Absolutely, sir. It has been, how long has it been?
God, since like last July. I believe June, July.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last time I saw you was when we worked on Good Friends.
Right.
Yes. That's been a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No.
For whatever reason. But that is a long time.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Time flies fast.
Well, I think it's because I've been busy. You've probably been busy,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So what have you been up to since...
Well, left for college. I'm now attending UCF in Orlando for the film program. Pretty cool stuff.
Okay. Now, I thought you were already in school.
I was. I transferred to
Okay.
UCF over the summer. I've been there since August.
Gotcha.
Still transitioning. I spent most of my life over here. But it's nice to be in the new city with with people that are like you and me that we can collaborate with.
Yeah. Is it? Do you find that there's like lots of people to work with up
Oh
there?
yeah, all different kinds, and they like all different kinds of genres, and there's so many people you can work off of.
What's it like as far as like, are they telling you like what the prospects of job opportunities will be after you graduate, or are they just focused on just training you right now?
Basically training right now, but I mean that's always the topic, among us students, like what are we going to do afterwards? And a lot of us just say like going to one of the bigger cities and getting opportunities there, like Atlanta right now is the closest one for most of us.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too. Atlanta, yeah, of course, is doing a lot of things with Georgia's. They still got a tax incentive for stuff up there. Now, is there any reason that you decided to go with UCF over options like maybe SCAD or Full Sail University?
Mostly, I already had a program that I would go into just to do a state school, and UCF seemed like the best option for me. And plus, it was closer than FSU is in Tallahassee, so it would be better for me if I ever needed to come home for something. It would be a lot closer.
Now, have you looked into USF's film program? Do they have one?
I don't think. No, I looked into it. They don't seem to have one. They have more like digital media, like news broadcasting stuff like that, but nothing like film related.
I see. Okay. Well, man, I have been out of school for a long time, and I've often wondered, should I have taken that 4-year route and just kind of hadn't gotten like a degree, but it's neither here nor there. It's in the past now. I think I could have gone to college twice by now, but in exchange, the route that I did take, learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That's always a debate, like whether you need to go to school or not. 'Cause some people do better, just learning, just from other people.
So how much time do you have left before you graduate?
Still probably got another year and a half to go. No, I've already been there for one semester. So probably around summer 2020, around that time period.
Oh, that's good. Now, do you have an idea of where you're going to go after that?
No idea. Let's see what the future brings.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Good Friends.
Okay.
Now, that, as you know, was a collaboration between. Oh, is that me?
Nope, and I'm getting another sales call. God dang it.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I turn my phone off.
Yeah, me too.
There we go.
At least it was on vibrate. It was enough to shake the table, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, Good Friends. Now, as you know, that was a collab between, it was Tampa Film Network's actual first short film.
Right.
And for Film Punks, who you and me work with, and that's how we know each other, that was just like another short film for us, but it turned out to be something for both parties.
Right.
So both groups got a short film, and the arrangement was we would do the Tampa Film Network would be the crew, and half the cast was Tampa Film Film Punks would be the crew, and half the cast was Film Punks, and then half the cast was TFN, but we didn't have any TFN crew. which was fun, which was fine because TFN had basically a list of people who signed up, but it's like with Tampa Film Network, you had been coming to like our planning meetings, you had been getting integrated with like the shooting arrangements and the way that we do things. So I think that was a good choice because we didn't have too many issues really relative to issues that come up with other people's productions and things like that. Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised with like really we only had two problems. We had the weather that ruined one day.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
And then we had the one day when the actress didn't show up.
Yeah. yeah.
Other than that, I mean, yeah,
pretty smooth sailing, really. Yeah.
And we had good planning too. Mm-hmm. So, but how do you feel that project went overall? Because what role did you play in that?
I think I was an extra cameraman and an assistant if need be. And I brought my own gear, mostly shot with my own camera.
Right. Which is, yeah, so basically Tampa Film Network is actually doing the same thing that Film Punks did, which kind of just copied the model. I'm helping with setting up the structure and stuff. But the shooting team is basically the same thing. Oh. So Tristan was like the head camera person. Then Lakima was a ninja cam. And I don't remember if Joe came one day.
Yeah.
Not Joe the actor, Joe the other right. guy. You remember him?
Slightly,
he came on the day that the actress didn't show up.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, how do you feel it went overall?
Good. Yeah, besides, like you were saying, the weather sometimes, but we live in Tampa. It was in the summer. It was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah. I'm surprised we got away with it so much.
Yeah, we were just looking at the ring going, okay, we got to hurry this up. Come on. The weather's coming in fast.
Yeah.
And the lightning goes getting real close. We're like, we don't want to stand out here and get struck. But we were all fine. We were all having a good time, grand old time with it.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I always enjoyed shooting with Film Punks.
Mm-hmm.
Always, because just because I like to be creatively involved and invested in projects, and just the way that the approach is,
right,
you have to be invested in order to actually be valuable to contribute. So I enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that as far as like being cameraman B?
I did, especially since the project beforehand was a project from hell, so it was nice to get like a fresh breath of life back into me with this project.
Oh yeah. So why don't you tell people how that?
Oh God!
How that was. What project was that, by the way?
It was something I was trying to do to get into college for a portfolio submission, and then we found out UCF didn't need to do that anymore. So we just admired, but we were trying to shoot this film, and things were just going wrong left and right. Let's just say, and it was just driving me crazy.
Right.
Wasn't getting along with a couple people in there, and it just. Yeah, it wasn't going very well.
Yeah, I think that happens most of the time.
Yeah.
With film productions, both locally, well, I would say only locally, really. It happens everywhere, but yeah. I think that when things get made, there's a bigger number of things that failed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's like, out of 2 films that make it, there's like another 8.
Yeah.
That either for whatever reason, equipment issues, money issues, people losing interest in the project never finishing,
yeah,
all kinds of reasons that things fail. But
it always leads to success later. You learn from your failure.
for some people, they see that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think everybody's meant to do filmmaking, and I think that it takes maybe 1 or 2 failures for people to kind of realize that.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, everyone looks the same. Everyone's got the same energy. They have the same passion. They all want to start with a feature film.
Yeah.
It's always something that is really, when you have enough experience, you see it's not really realistic.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
No.
But, it's hopes and dreams and stuff in the beginning. Got a lot of people like that almost every year. But anyway, don't want to drag us down with that.
Moving on. Happy topics.
But good friends. So have you reviewed, like, did you review all your stuff that you shot for Good Friends?
I did. I looked through every single clip I shot on my end, and then I submitted it to you. I gave it on I think I gave my flash drive, memory card to you.
Yeah, actually.
I wasn't too thrilled with some of it because some of it was soft focus, which I have learned since then not to do.
Yeah, it's because it's like I was doing. Hold on. Oh, okay. That's Alexa telling me to make sure the oven's turned off. I love that thing because it's just like sometimes I have thoughts like, did I leave the oven on? It's like now that I live here alone, it's like, what if I left the oven on one day and burnt my house down? You know what I mean? And it's not just that.
It's nice to have something to give you reminders.
Yeah, something to give you reminders. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find like one of those smart plugs that will make sure that like during the hours of where I'm at work, where I'm obviously not home, it'll turn the power off, and I can plug the oven into that. But I can't find one that is like the oven is like a giant 3-prong thing, so it's like it needs a special plug. So I'm trying to find one, but I can't find one right now. But I digress. But yeah, I think that a lot of the cinematography looked great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know, we had issues where I think some of the shots out of town were like blown out.
Yeah.
Just because of the the cameras we were using, but also just the time of day it was. It's just really not a whole lot you can do.
Especially here in Florida where the sun's always real harsh.
Sun's real harsh. The clouds coming in and out. But overall, there was some beautiful stuff that we did.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that I think everybody was agreeing on the first day, which is where we actually shot in the kitchen, in the living room, was the idea of using the party table little thin covers to cover the windows and use as gels.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that allowed us to do the part of the story that happened in the morning. We actually were shooting in the morning, but then the second scene that takes place at that location was obviously way later in the day.
Yeah.
So all we did was take the orange ones, put them up on the windows, and it looked like orange sunlight
sunset,
coming in.
Yeah.
So I feel like overall that project is a success because we shot everything that we needed. We had our issues, but really and truly, the only issue that was really significant is just the fact that a 3-day shoot turned into a 5-day shoot.
Yeah.
Understandably, because of weather and because one person didn't show up on the day and we couldn't shoot without them. Other than that, I think we did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to see Tampa Film Network like continue to do that, even though they're going to be using a different kind of rubric than Film Punks. I think the things that we should keep in Tampa Film Network is the concept of 3 of the multicam, just doing 3 cameras at the same time.
Right.
We're doing a lot of improv, like with the acting team, and like they practice improv a lot. So I feel like if we're ever short on material, we can just go out and you just improv some plot points. But if you have 3 cameras going at the same time, you don't have to try and remember something that you made up on the spot as much because you already have 3 shots of that improv.
Right.
So you can just kind of move on to the next beat and then just build the scene until it's done. I think we're going to be successful with that. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold.
Oh, no.
Sorry I lured you here first, and I'm telling you now. But I don't think it'll. I think I got over it yesterday. I'm just kind of shaking it off today. But was there anything about that did you not enjoy about Good Friends?
Not really. I think I literally enjoyed my experience working on that. The edits
Have you seen any of the edits that have been going up online?
I did see one of them because.
So like.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
So. Basically, we had somebody who was supposed to edit on Film Punk, so they did not, and I was going to help them, but I became the main guy. Now I'm still the main guy, and I'm having people help me with coloring. But basically, on Tampa Film Network, on the website, if you go to programs, there's a portal set up just to see, like, the editing releases, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the editing team, those of us who have the screen recording software, the others are hopefully have it installed by now, but they basically just record the whole sessions, and you can just kind of troll through based on the date, I guess, and just see like different points when certain scenes were being worked on. Like in January the 18th, this session here, that's me editing the door scene. That's the one where you were sitting on the stairs, shooting from the inside. But editing the door scene, I think this is only a short thing. Yeah, and that one there was just like a 1 minute 35-second clip. But the actual session here, let me see how long that was. Hour 24. There's a 3-hour session there. There's like a 4-hour session. Editing takes a long time.
I remember that downtown Tampa thing. Everyone was worried about the parking that day.
Yeah, man, parking sucks downtown. As we found out yesterday, we had a meeting for Tampa Film Network. And like almost nobody showed up. But it's like people hate the parking down there.
Yeah.
And it was like before 5, so a lot of people were at work. But like the parking costs money before 6 o'clock. I think after 6 it's supposed to be like free. But yeah, the parking. But what I loved about the shooting downtown was just the ambitiousness of shooting in front of the police station.
Yeah.
Tristan thought we were gonna get arrested.
So we were across the street, nothing they could do.
I was like, "There's nothing." I was like, "We're not actually breaking the law. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not blocking off sidewalks or anything like that."
Yep.
So
if someone wanted to come by, we'd let them by.
Exactly. So I feel like, I mean, and that's just another product of good planning.
Right.
Because I feel like everything we did, we knew what we were gonna do, plan A, and if there was something wrong, like we knew what plan B was, or if there was a plan C.
We always have backups for backup.
Exactly. So now you do you do you do screenwriting on your own too?
I'm starting to dabble in it a little bit. I'm still trying to like see how other people do it first, and I'm currently taking classes for it, so it's slowly but surely getting there.
Is it something that you enjoy doing, or that you're finding, or that is it something that you feel like, oh, maybe I'll just learn the basics and just let somebody else specialize?
It depends. Like, I am starting to write a little bit, but it's just like I have everything like up here. It's just hard to get it down on paper, and it's something I'm working on right now. I'm starting to get there though.
Well, that's good.
Currently got two scripts I started on right now that I was working on back home.
So what are they teaching you as far as like screenwriting? Are they emphasizing the form of screenwriting? Yeah,
and like showing how different variations, like for example, our project this past weekend we had to read the screenplay for Thelma and Louise, and how like it starts off like, oh, there's some part of like the hero's journey thing of storytelling here, but what Thelma and Louise did is like some of the points of that hero's journey, it kind of just goes off the rails. And it's kind of interesting to know that. And like we also watched I watched and read at the same time Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Oh yeah. And how similarly that is to Thelma and Louise in terms of how non-linear the story is, how it kind of derivates from normal storytelling.
Right. The endings were similar too, right?
Right, yeah.
Except in Thelma and Louise, you don't actually see You just see them say "go," right?
Go, and then the car
okay.
goes off the cliff, and then it's freeze frames, and that's the end.
Gotcha. And then Butch and Sundance, they're pinned down, and then he's like, "We're gonna
go for it.
We're gonna go for it.
Go for it." And they don't know what's going on outside,
right out.
and it's just freeze frame, and all you hear is just gunshots going off everywhere.
Well, my only criticism of that ending, I don't know if I should do that.
No, go ahead. No, please go right on ahead.
I'm taking us on a tangent here, but it's like I would have made it seem like they had a chance of survival, so that you can really wonder, did they make it or did they not?
Yeah.
The way that the last frame of that movie, it was like before they were being careful, they would peek out, pop, 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 and go back under.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, in the last...
They just run out blindly. They don't know that the army's outside.
Wide in the open, not trying to take cover. It's like, obviously, they got lit up. So
yeah, I mean, they were already injured, so they knew they were going to probably end up dying anyway. So, might as well go out in style.
I just took that as, of course they died, but they tried to die gangster. So, they just didn't want to show the bloody parts because your hero's getting shot and all that.
Mm.
But anyways, now is there any genre that you prefer?
It depends. I like a whole bunch of genres, but sci-fi and movie musicals are my favorite genres for some reason. I always kind of gravitated to those a little bit, but I like all genres. It just depends on the story.
So movie musicals like Les Mis.
Les Mis, La La Land, I really like that one. Watched even like old timey ones like Singing in the Rain and stuff, Fiddler and stuff like that. So
okay, yeah. With me, the movie musicals were always the weird ones. They made sense when I was a kid, the cartoon characters singing and stuff. But when you try to see it as an adult, it's weird. It's different. Like Les Mis for me was like, oh my goodness, it's like.
Yeah.
Well, I particularly didn't like that movie. Did you? I know some people who thought it was awesome, who thought it was the greatest thing since ever. But for me, it was like, this is not a movie. It's definitely a musical, and I feel like a movie should always create that effect of like, this is like real. This is real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Suspend your disbelief pretty easily, get you into the story. And musicals, it's like it took effort. I hate when movies make me take effort to watch them. But it's kind of cool, whatever.
Yeah.
How exactly did you get into filmmaking?
I've always had a like for movies ever since I was a kid, but I never got fully into it probably till like middle school. And then I was like, you know what? I like movies so much, I'd like to make them. It seems like a fun job to do. You could tell, and I had a really active imagination, so I would be able to come up with stories very easily, except for the writing down part. But
okay, because I was going to say, well, then you've been writing since you've been in middle school. Just maybe not in the screenplay format.
Yeah.
Look, man, the format doesn't really matter that much.
No.
The only thing about it is it's a organized way for movie makers to be able to tell that a page equals a minute.
Right.
That's basically the only reason it exists. Because it's like you have millions, tens of millions of dollars invested in making a movie. You kind of need to know, you kind of need to be able to quantify and measure how much time is being spent where.
Right.
So when a page equals a minute, then you can say, okay, well, we can put this much money into this day. We can cover this many pages on this day. It makes sense. But, people locally, they put way too much effort, or they're not putting too much effort, but they're worried about the wrong thing. I feel like too many people are worried about writing scripts instead of, story design.
Right, yeah.
Which is what I care about, So, and I mean, you remember the script for Good Friends?
Yep.
It's not formatted like a Hollywood play.
Nope.
Really, it's written in Google Docs, and it's left justified. It's not really far off. I mean, everything else is the same, except it's just not. A page still equals a minute in our format. The only difference is we just did it in a way that will let us put it in Google Docs. So, as long as you get the point across. I mean, I figure what's the point of, everyone making sure they have Final Draft or Dubstep or Celtics or what's the other one? Adobe Story.
Adobe Story. That doesn't exist anymore.
No?
No, they stopped servicing that.
Well, I mean, what was the point? I mean, now it's like
they thought they couldn't incorporate it like into the group like with Premiere and Photoshop, and all that.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, especially for Premiere. It'd be nice if like you could see like the script like on the side while you're editing, so which parts go where. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said they couldn't incorporate it into that.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
I was hoping that they would succeed. But also at the same time, I was like, why are you even bothering? I mean, Amazon has one too.
Yeah.
Amazon has one, and I was just like, look, man, you got into the game way too late. The only value this has is for an editor to be able to look at the screenplay while they're editing.
Yeah.
Or if like you can tag videos to certain pages.
Right.
So your clips.
That'd be cool. I would like something like that came about.
I would love that. We messed up one of those days for the audio. It was the first day. The first day, the thing was recording all the audio in these weird file names, and what it was doing was recording 6 tracks at the same time for every take. So it's like, holy crap!
Yeah.
It was a new multi-track recorder that I got that day. I was doing audio the whole time, but I didn't know that the mode was set like that. And I paid the price when it came to compiling it and labeling all of them correctly. They're labeled now, but it was a pain in the ass. Complete pain in the ass. But, yeah, folks, if you're listening, make sure you label your clips.
Yeah.
Whether it's video or audio. Keep them consistent. Let me see. So, a little news on that. We're going to be screening that in May.
Oh, hey.
We're going to screen that in May. We're going to probably do it at, like, one of the local library auditoriums with, like, the big screens where it seats a bunch of people. So, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
People don't utilize those enough.
No. They're auditorium-sized stuff. I mean,
They're free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I look at these people doing the film festivals. Cool, you can go to Channel Side or Movie Co. or wherever you're going to do the thing and pay the fee or whatever that is. But it's like, you could do this for free.
It's in your backyard, technically. Come on.
You technically paid for it through your taxes anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's where we went to for a film festival a couple of years ago in Jacksonville. They were using the library up there.
Yeah.
And it was huge. The place was basically a concert venue. It's perfect for stuff like that.
Yeah. You should have saw this guy yesterday. He came in and he saw the auditorium and was like, this is awesome. This is a resource here? This is great. It's like, I get that reaction all the time. It's almost like people think I'm ahead of my time. It's like, oh, all I did was go to the library. It's not rocket science or anything.
Yeah.
Let me take us off the screen. It's kind of distracting.
Let me see if maybe I could try to pull some stuff, my portfolio up.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, go ahead. Where's your... Yeah, I think you can control it now.
Oh, nope, still can't. Oh, that's the mouse on the screen.
Oh, that's the...
Uh-oh.
Hand me that one. Let me see if that's the other one. Let's see if we can get the right control. So there should be like a USB thing. Is that moving anything?
No.
Oh, there it is. So there's like a USB thing you gotta plug in.
Okay.
But I love these little keyboards, man.
Yeah. Probably something I need to look to get more wireless. My desk is just a bunch of cords right now.
Yeah, it saves you time.
Yeah.
Try it now.
Especially since nope, nothing.
Okay. Well, give it a second because it's got to, I guess, do the driver or whatever.
Yeah, especially since I picked up a new condenser mic the other day and I just have the wires just hanging all over the place. I got to get that resorted out soon.
Oh, I've got it mixed up. This is the one.
Ah,
it goes to that one.
Okay.
Let me just put that back on here. So, the only thing is we got like 5 or 6 of these around here. I got to label them or something.
There we go. All right. Let's see. I see you already got my Twitter up.
Yep. Or your Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at your stuff. So you're doing photography too.
Yeah.
Man, some of that is really nice work.
Oh, thank you.
How much editing did you do?
I don't usually go like all out like modeling magazines do. I like to keep like natural like lighting and stuff, but I do clean like models and stuff up a little bit to make it look, a little nicer, but still natural.
Yeah, it looks very natural.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And you went to Stonehenge. How was that?
That was cold. Very, very cold.
Cold?
Oh yeah. Where was that? Oh yeah, Stonehenge. There it is.
I
yeah,
want to go
went there last November. It was cold, rainy, and windy at the same time.
Mm.
And I asked one of my friends over there, I was like, how the heck do you live over here in this cold? And I was like, oh, it's probably just an average Wednesday for them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was about an hour trip too, and the bus ride was horrible.
Yeah.
Cramped bus.
Really?
Yeah, but it was really cool to see that, finally, without seeing it on a postcard.
So I'm getting an idea of the scale there. Those are people.
Those are people.
Right
Yes, those
there.
are all tourists.
And that is huge. So do you get to go into the middle and stuff?
No, not anymore, because people were vandalizing it like idiots. But they do it sometimes, like during the solstice, when they have like solstice events where the sun comes right through the rocks. You can go in there then, but most of the time during the year, you have to stand where they are.
That is really cool. I've been wanting to go there myself, but I don't think that's in the near future for me yet. But that's cool. Did you film anything while you were there?
No, mostly I just took pictures there. I tried, it's like, it's a vacation. I'm going to just enjoy and take some pictures. I did do one, but it's on my Facebook, but I was just recording on the underground. But mostly it's just pictures, and like this one too. That was from when I went and saw Wicked for my first time. It was a pretty good play.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So what's it like? Is that your first time going to the UK?
Yes, that was.
What was it? How do you feel about it overall?
I like it. I wish I saw more, though. We weren't there for that long, so we didn't get to see a whole lot. But we tried to knock out the big things like Big Ben and Stonehenge, stuff like that.
Did you see Big Ben?
It's under scaffolding right now, which sucked. You can see the clock, but you can't see the tower. It's all under scaffolding. But
That's some history. Oh, look at that.
Yep, it's my campus.
So that's your campus.
Yep.
What's that one? Let me see that chick in the middle. Looks like a ritual dancer or something like that.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that's what. There was a photography club at the campus, and they were having a Halloween shoot, so they decorated this model with like spider webs and a skull.
Nice.
And actually, I'm going with that club tomorrow. We're going to St. Augustine.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
So it's like the club gets together and like do themed things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately, sometimes it's nights where I have school, so I didn't get to hang out with them that much, but I'm trying to work on that.
Now, are you doing your photography on your Canon camera?
Yes.
Okay. Your stuff looks good, man.
Yeah.
Really good lighting. Is this natural? You flash that too, right?
Yeah, I use flash, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. There it goes. Let's see. I'm going to try to... Go nice.
That is nice. Really nice.
It's this nice area, and that's one of my favorites. It's probably one of those artsy ones I've ever done. He's like, yeah, I have this vintage camera. You want to bring it? Like, sure.
Yeah, bring the vintage camera.
Very nice area of Orlando called Winter Park. Very nice, very old-time town. It's nice.
Old people live there too, right?
Depends. There's actually a college there, so there's actually a lot of young people living there now. But
Or what's the one I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Spring Hill.
Oh, Spring Hill, yeah.
Okay.
There's Winter Springs over there in Orlando. But let's see. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I can't buy a face hugger. See if we can pull up my website real quick.
Single Step Productions. Oh, entertainment.
There we are. One thing I did since our project, I shot my first wedding.
Yeah. How was it?
It was cold. It was another cold one. It was actually the week before that London trip in Washington, D.C. And then right before we got there, we were like, oh, the wedding's going to be on the roof at night in D.C. in 40 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
So, I don't mind the cold, but for sound, really,
it's a nice picture. I like that.
Yeah, that was from the wedding, actually, from the rooftop from that wedding. So kind of made it my theme picture.
All right, so we're on singlestepentertainment.com/videography. What do we got here? We got the mermaid videos.
This one I worked with somebody that did mermaid photography, so I went along with a couple of her first shoots and I shot them.
Okay. The mermaid movies on here too?
No, that's not on here.
Okay. Are you planning to put it up at all?
Probably not.
Okay. Just not happy with the results?
No, I'm not. It is on YouTube somewhere, but someone try to find it, I dare you. But let's see if I can pull it. But it was cool. It was my first out-of-state one too. I guess I was in D.C. So it was a little hard, especially now that I live in Orlando. I had to get all my stuff to the airport and then on a plane, and hopefully it makes it to the airport. But I rented a camcorder for this so I can record the ceremony without the camera cutting out.
Mm.
But it was actually my cousin's wedding, and she invited me up there since I was going up there anyway. She's like, hey, do you want to shoot it? I was like, sure.
That's nice. Look at them acting. Cassie and Kevin. The wedding. Do, 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 do.
One thing I'll never do again is do this all one man.
Kind of a challenge, huh? You had you run around a lot?
Oh, yeah.
So did you, how many cameras did you shoot with?
I used two. I had the camcorder and I had my Canon 70D, which is mostly what this is shot off of.
Okay. Did you use both as you thought you would, or did you?
Yeah, mostly I kept like the camcorder stationary for like the wedding ceremony and some parts with the reception, and I just walked around with my 70D.
Hmm. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like shooting it with a DSLR. You know, we know that they go for a good 12, maybe 15 minutes before they overheat.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I think it's like 23, 29 for me. Which sometimes I do, like theatrical recording, so I can't use that camera for theatrical recording.
Mm. Man, this is looking good. I'm liking the color.
Yeah.
Color balance is nice. That's nice, too.
We beat a snowstorm out by 3 days.
Yeah.
I have a guy out of there.
What was your audio like? How was that?
Audio was good. I wasn't too impressed by it. I wish I did have lav mics, to put on them, because especially for the bride, she did talk quietly, so sometimes you had to really crank the audio up. And when you did that, all the background audio from the city, since it was outside, was picking up. Like sometimes you can hear like a fire engine or something in the background. I did have my sound recorder, and I hid it behind some plants behind the altar. So that way I could pick up the sound bouncing off the glass wall in the back.
Nice. Firelight?
Yep. From a heater.
From a heater, okay. I've never seen a heater with a fire in it.
Yeah, outdoors cool. Ones, yeah, they didn't really help that much. It only helped the immediate vicinity around the fire. Everybody else was wearing long clothes, and they even passed out hot cider to everybody because it was so cold.
And
that's my cousin. That's my other cousin. That's my other cousin.
Okay.
That's my cousin's friend.
So this is a family member getting married? Okay.
This is my cousin's the bride, actually. So
okay.
That's all her sisters, basically, that passed by. Then this was on camcorder. This was the stationary camcorder in the back.
It's matching up pretty well.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Man, those lav mics, the lav mics that I have, so unreliable. There's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
They can get
rub up against something, or the wind picks it up, or
get like the ones if you sometimes they're not really well insulated.
Yeah.
You start hearing radio waves and stuff. But I guess that's why you got to spend good money to get the really, really nice ones, man. I know a guy who's like, I wouldn't buy anything other than sound devices or electrosonics. It's like, okay, well, you're talking about you could use you can sell a couple cameras to get a set of one or two of electrosonics. Those fucking things are expensive.
That's most of the things in this field, though. You can get up there.
Yeah, I think probably the most cost-effective thing right now is a camera.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're just starting out, a DSLR camera is pretty much all you need.
Yeah.
To learn with.
You get different lenses for it, get different focal lengths, and
put some magic lantern on that shit.
Yeah.
Like Canon is still, I think, the best way for a new independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Canon Rebel. I think probably a T3i and above.
Yeah, that's what I started out with.
Because you got the mirror. I started with the T2. I still got the T2i.
Yes, they're still good. They're still good cameras.
They're basically the same, except the T2i doesn't have a flip out mirror.
Yeah, that's what I like about the T3i. It have that screen where I can get different angles.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to record myself, like, hi guys. But
you want any ginger ale?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Any green tea? Sure. I got some Arizona.
Nah, that's all right.
Okay. So, what was the editing like on this? I see
it took about a month to do, off and on. Then I had to go home for Christmas and then finals and stuff like that. So
I see you're under 10 minutes. Would you say that that's good time considering how much you shot?
Yeah, I used a lot of clips in here. Just some of them you could do, because one thing I did back at the beginning was some of the shot I did the first night when we got there was shot in 60 frames per second. As you can see, all the rest of this was done in 24. So it didn't quite sync up very well, except for that one shot. But overall, I was pretty happy with how it came out, being my first wedding film.
It is nice. Did they like it?
Yeah, they did. They loved it. I think it was those photographers kept walking in front of the camera, which sucked.
Can we hear the audio? Is that coming through? Does it have audio with it?
It does, yeah, but
just not playing.
This?
Guess not.
Obviously, I can't use the really, really shaky parts, but.
Oh, I feel like I hear something.
Yeah.
Let me pause it just for a second. I think it's the thing that we were playing on YouTube. I think it's still playing.
No?
You hear that?
I hear something, yeah. Sounds like maybe then the editing stuff.
Tascam is recording. Let me see here. I think it's coming from this. Just give me 1 second to try and look here.
Action.
It's like...
Yeah, it's playing
those
something
are
in
clips.
the background. It's playing something.
Those are clips. Let me see if I can isolate it. Okay, so it's definitely coming from the computer.
Yeah.
If it's not that, maybe. Oh, it's this.
That's the film. Yep. The editing stuff.
Okay, let me turn this back on then. Come back to me, Della.
Come back.
Come back to me. So you still want to help me out with editing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You're still saying yes. Man, I thought I would be so done with this by now. But you know how it is, man. One thing leads to another. And it's like all my time, I always find a way to use it, you know? And all the time I thought that I would have for editing, it just kind of, it's like a mirage. It's there, and then I get to it, and then it's gone. And it's like,
yeah.
just how it is. Let me see here. So I think you can control it again. See if it's working.
I saw something.
Wait, stop. Let me see here. Let me try and do this. Reconnect that. There we go.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, man. Actually, I could use some extra firepower on that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. So, how do you feel about editing overall?
I like editing. I think it's a creative way to tell the story. I mean, you get to edit it whatever way you want.
Right.
You have cuts wherever you want. You can get rid of anything you don't want. If you don't feel something works, you can just get rid of it and replace it with something else.
How do you feel you rate as an editor right now?
I'd say good. Maybe 7 out of 10. There's something like color correcting. I mean, you could work on just a little bit. I am getting better though. So
I feel the same way, man. Color correcting is something that I understand it, but the difficulty I have is I have the computer power to edit, but the screens, I have not invested the type of money that it takes to get a fully calibrated screen so that you know the green that you're editing is a true green,
right,
and the gray that you're doing. And God forbid if you have to change color spaces, excuse me, like switch to a different color science, like how it is when you're going from Canon to Sony.
Right. Yeah.
Like the color is different. And I can see something's different on these screens, like on the laptop screens and on the computer monitors, but it's not like it's just not consistent.
Right.
So I don't trust my color grading really. I only trust my color correction, because I can correct something where I can tell that it's obviously blown out,
right,
like highlights and shadows, and then I can tell when clips just aren't matching. Excuse me.
You all right?
I'm not sick anymore. Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, it's something that I enjoy at certain times. Like, I really loved some of the shots that you did. They're really beautiful. They're a joy to just kind of make little adjustments. And I enjoy some of Tristan's work too. But the things I don't enjoy are just the laborious things about locating certain files that went missing. Man.
Yeah, all it takes is one move folder and the whole thing collapses like dominoes.
Exactly, man. And there was like a panic when because we use Resilio Sync. Have you ever used that before? Mm-mm. Well, if we had did another project directly after Good Friends with Film Punks, then we would have made sure you had it. But basically, it's just a free way to sync up all the hard drives to have all the footage, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a Tampa Film Network folder that we have. There's a Film Punks folder. That project is in the Good Friends. So when we add footage to there, it goes to all the other computers that are connected.
Ah, nice.
So if you were at home and you had the Good Friends folder, you could just add your footage in there. We would immediately get it.
Okay.
It lets you share view only or edit capabilities. It's also unlimited, and it's not cloud-based. It's basically peer-to-peer. So it's actually faster than if you had to upload to the cloud and then download. But it's also a tiny bit less safe because there's not a centralized copy unless you have like one of those computers just reserved to be that centralized thing, which I do. But it's damn reliable, and just the amount that you can do with it for free, which is always the best part. That's pretty awesome. Did I just do a commercial for Resilio Sync? They used to be called BitTorrent Sync. So if you're familiar with BitTorrent, it's the same thing. They just rebranded it. But yeah, so there's a little tip for anyone who's looking for like a way to sync up multiple hard drives or footage or anything like that. Use Resilio Sync. RELIL. Oh, it'll start to come up when you type it in. Resilio Sync, and it's free, and it's awesome. So give it a try. What was I gonna say? Titles, man. Titles. I basically go the basic route with everything. I like to say less is more, in everything I do, and editing too. So like special effects, not my thing. That's obvious weakness. Color correction, one of my weaknesses. Sound editing, another weakness. I know less about sound than I do about color correction. I feel better with color correction, even though I have inconsistent monitors, than I do about the sound stuff, which is a tiny bit embarrassing because on set, that's kind of my specialty. But that's why I try to record it the right way the first time. By the way, if you got to use the restroom again, that's fine.
Oh, that's okay. I'm good, man.
Okay. Are you doing that thing that I do to keep myself awake? Because I do that.
Or what?
So basically, like sometimes, I don't know if other people feel this, but sometimes I feel like my brain starts to slow down. So I'll start to tap my foot. Right.
And it's just a habit for me.
For me, it like gets the blood moving again, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to think. But oh, she's pretty.
I tried to reverse it.
Was that your video?
No, that wasn't
okay.
mine. No, it just automatically went to another one.
Okay. Do you have a 4K camera?
No, I do not. I have my 70D, which is 1920 by 1080. So not quite that 4K yet.
No, not quite. But dude, you can do a lot with HD.
Oh yeah.
Full HD is fine.
Yeah.
I have one 4K camera. The only reason I got it is just to have 4K.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it's like, now that I have this camera, it's like I haven't done anything more with this camera than I would have done with my HDs. I have the Sony A7R Mark II, which if you know the A7S, that low light monster of a camera, this is the brother of it, where it's like instead of the super low light capabilities, it still has good low light, but it has 40 megapixels. So for photography, it's great.
Okay.
And the reason I got that is because I felt like I would probably I want something to be versatile. So I could still shoot in 4K, but I could switch over and do some really high resolution photos too. Haven't been that impressed with the photos. Haven't been that impressed. Turns out megapixels don't necessarily mean you're going to be taking, calendar quality resolution pictures. Well, you can technically, but I don't know. There's something that I'm not understanding about the way Sony's system is working that I'm not getting, that I don't feel I'm getting the sharpness that I should be getting. I don't feel like I'm getting, like, I don't know. It just feels like Canon does better with less. It has less megapixels, but it uses it more efficiently, is the best way that I can describe it. Now, technically, I haven't done enough of my homework, really, but it's like I know about as much as any basic prosumer photographer. I'm pretty familiar with how cameras work and all that. I know all my settings. I know the difference between ISO, aperture, shutter speed, how they affect motion blur, lighting, all that stuff. But for some reason, I'm just not getting the results, because when I zoom in to see the details of those 36 to 40 something megapixels, I'm just like not impressed. Not impressed. But overall, it does good work. I was just expecting it to be so much better than work that I did with an 18 megapixel camera, the T2i. And I've done good work with that. Have you seen my trapped in a cage photos?
I think, did you show me that last time I was here, maybe?
No, but I'm going to show off just for a little.
Okay.
I'm show off just a little second.
Right
Since now I know you're a photography connoisseur. Let's see here. Put all my stuff on Facebook. Let's see. Did I put it on Instagram? right, so on my Instagram, let's see if I put it up. There it is. Oh, I only have one picture.
Oh, yeah. You did show me that last time. Yeah. I remember that. Okay, Alexa.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to spread those out over a few days, but I'll adjust that later. But yeah, that's what my T2i. Let me make sure this is showing. Okay. I think the thing was slowing down a little bit. But yeah, so I'm looking at a picture that I shot with the actress Lexi Ballestieri. I can't remember her last name. But a lot of people have worked with her. Have you worked with Lexi?
I don't think I have.
But let me see if they're... Yeah, here we go. Oh, cut off the top of her head. There we go. But yeah, that was fun. And anytime I do photography, it's always going to be like creative, weird type of stuff. But I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I've done good work with that. And even without filters applied, because the only reason I usually apply any filters is just to mask any inferiorities of the technology.
Right.
Like anyone else does. Even without the filters, it still looked good. But if I took that picture with a Sony, basically not really a satisfactorily noticeable difference, even though there's so many more megapixels. Anyways, I didn't mean to turn this into a Canon versus Sony rant.
That's all right.
Which I am going to have that discussion with Austin. That should be fun.
Yeah, you can put me on Team Canon right now.
Team Canon. We should do a debate. Me and you are on Team Canon. We'll be on this side, and then we'll put Austin. We can double team him.
Yeah, we could bring my mom, and we could just have a Team Nikon.
Yeah, we
just for representation.
We'll just get him somebody who does not know anything about Sony. He's just kind of
intermediating the conversations. You present your argument.
Just to make his side lose. That's what I want to do.
You pay him off. Pay a guy off.
What do you think? What do you think you're going to have done by this year, 2019 projects?
Right now, I'm working on someone with a classmate of mine in class. He's doing for a campus movie festival called the Tampa Film Festival. It's for UCF students, and I'm currently his director of photography. We just shot yesterday, brutally hot. So I could say now we've been in the shoot. We've been through the brutally cold and the brutally hot.
So what's the project?
It's about a guy with autism getting a date, and I'm the director of photography on it. And we've been shooting now for off and on for about 2 weeks now.
Okay. How many shooting days total do you think?
Probably, I think yesterday was day 4, and I think we got one more day left. Because yesterday was reshoots of something we did the other day that didn't end up turning that good, so we had to redo it.
And this is a narrative film? Okay.
Yeah.
How long are your shoots about?
One day it lasted from like 10 o'clock in the morning till like 7 o'clock at night, so... And then we all just hung out afterwards.
Okay.
That was a long day.
Do you ever miss doing Film Punk 4 hours or less?
Sometimes.
I don't think I'm gonna ever go back to doing anything like 10 hours, 12 hours, 16-hour days.
Well, at least have a break if you're doing it that long.
I don't think I'm going. I don't think I need to. Like one reason that I went and got a real job was just so that anytime I do any film, I can do it because I want to, and not just be like grinding all the time, trying to find gigs just to pay bills and stuff. And working with some people locally has been a little bit of a nightmare. Just not certain people owing me money. And me being a nice guy, not putting them on blast right now. But now I don't worry about it, and I've got all the resources I need to do stuff now. So it's like, why go and do it the other way when you can just have fun?
Right.
Do it a better, more efficient way.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool. So you're enjoying it?
Yeah, so far.
How much longer do you guys have?
We've only got one more day. The deadline for it's March 22nd, so we have to at least wrap the shooting up soon so the editor can get his job done.
That's quite a bit of time, though.
Yeah.
You've got, okay, that's almost a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you definitely want to, has he started editing on it yet?
He has started, like, I have, since I've been, like, the default storage holder for the footage. So I've been getting it to him, and he's been assembling a rough cut just of what he has in the order it needs to be, and then he'll just fill in from there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to recommend that you get Rosilio Sync. Are you physically taking him the footage?
He gave me a hard drive to put it on, and I have a copy on my computer, and he has a copy too. So,
dude, man, one thing that I'm doing with Tampa Film Network is just basically adopting the whole Film Punks. Once you finish shooting, just drop it in this folder workflow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It saves so much time, and it's better. It's actually safer than sometimes, man. Like I've had an issue once where somebody was physically giving me footage, and they made the mistake of doing the cut and move it over instead of copy and move it over, and then like for whatever reason
the original copy's gone.
The drive lost power in the middle of it.
Oof.
And so, some of the files got corrupted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't finished. Yeah.
And it's just little things like that people don't think about. Well, of course you choose copy and not move, because it's like whatever file it's in the middle of moving, it's going to get corrupted if anything happens.
Yeah.
And it was one of the longer files, one of the bigger ones. So,
yikes.
Yeah. But another thing about Rosilio, though, is it has a archive built in, so it's like if anything gets messed up, like you can go to like a previous version of it.
Oh, okay.
Or like if it's in the middle of transferring one file to another, it makes a copy and puts that in a cold storage so that you can turn the power back on and get that file back.
Oh, nice.
It's
very
nice.
Good
feature. So what was I asking? Oh, the Academy Award nominations.
Yes.
I'll just admit, I haven't paid attention at all.
This Oscars though has been a mess. Though.
It's been a mess.
Oh my god.
So is it over?
No.
Is it? So the Oscars haven't happened yet?
No, they happened this Sunday night.
Oh, they happened?
They happen on this coming Sunday.
Oh, they're coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we have nominations.
Yeah.
Anything interesting as far as Best Picture?
It is kind of cool that Black Panther became the first superhero film nominated for Best Picture. Do I think it's going to win? No, probably not. I was surprised it even got up there. I mean, it's cool that it did, but I'm still surprised it got up there.
I mean, I don't think that it's a great. I don't think it's worthy of a award.
It's a great movie, but yeah, I don't think it's Best Picture.
I'm not going to call it a great movie.
Really?
It's a cool movie. It's a really cool movie.
Yeah.
It looked awesome, but I was bored. Like I was completely bored. Like with well, not completely. There was a lot of cool stuff, like I'm saying, but like the lead character, like and you probably went over this in writing class, but he's not a active protagonist who is basically making decisions and trying to like the story isn't driven by his decisions. It's more like he's like reacting to everything.
Right.
He's more of a passive protagonist, and those are always more boring. But he's just, I don't know, man. He's just boring. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, well, Chadman, what's his name? Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. He looks the part. He's got the accent and everything. Cool. But I'm still bored by the story. It's more about the story than his performance. I think that's probably a result of just how it was directed and things like that. But
I liked Infinity War better, to be honest.
I didn't like Infinity Wars at all. Wow. No. And I'm not even a comic book hater. You know what I mean? I love Transformers. No, it's like I don't really care about the genre. I just care about is the story is good enough.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that just wasn't a very interesting movie for me. It was very predictable, I wasn't surprised by anything. It made me laugh a bunch of times. Yeah, like there was a lot of moments in the theater where it was like I like when Ubuntu, whatever the guy's name, he was with the gorilla tribe or whatever in the mountains, and he was like, the guy was trying to ask if he would join with him and fight, because he was like, I could use an army. Like I was like,
Right, yeah.
I'm sure you do, but no. He was like, no, we're not gonna help. But yeah, it was a lot of funny moments, and then I love the guy, what was he, a mercenary? He basically shot the suitcase full of money. He's like, I made it rain. He's like, I got an album coming out. It's like, it was just funny. So it was entertaining, but it's like it's not a great movie.
Right.
It's not Best Picture.
No.
I think the nomination is enough. I think the nomination itself
Hey,
is an
got
achievement.
nominated, yeah.
But there's got to be better movies out there than that.
Let's see. For Best Picture, we got Bohemian Rhapsody,
Okay.
The Favorite, and Black Panther,
Okay.
and Black Klansman, Green Book, Vice, A Star is Born, and Roma.
Okay, I've heard the Black Klansman one. I was shocked on the other podcast when somebody brought that up. I was like, there's a movie called Black Klansman? And a lot of people don't want to go near these race topics these days.
Yeah, it's a Spike Lee film. So
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
yeah.
But it's is that a comedy or is it a serious?
It's mostly a comedy.
Okay.
Let's see. Who's in this? David Washington and Adam Driver are in it.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not. No.
I need to watch these.
Yeah.
I've seen Roma.
Roma. Yeah. How was that? I heard it was a bit of a chore sometimes to get through for some people.
I was bored.
Really?
But,
Yeah.
I found it very authentic. I don't get bored the same way other people do. Like I'm pretty patient. Like if I know I'm in for a good ride, I'm pretty patient. It was very authentic. It was very nice, but going all the way through the movie, it was a little bit it left me wanting. It left me wishing there were more to the story and the characters and things. It was a very authentic kind of nostalgic feeling movie. And by the end, you get the point. It's just basically a picture in this person's life.
Right.
And it was pretty cool, but I think it's probably getting a lot of recognition just because of the director,
Yeah,
Alfonso
he
Cuarón.
wrote, shot, directed, and produced it, which is awesome.
He's done a lot of great work.
Yeah.
He's a famous director. That's probably the main reason. So anytime one of those directors does like a art movie or whatever,
film, yeah.
it's gonna get more buzz,
Oh, yeah.
more recognition. So.
And he just won recently for Gravity. That was his film. With
yeah.
Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
Oh yeah, was that Best Picture?
Yeah, I think I ended up winning Best Picture.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should have won Best Picture.
Yeah, and this was actually Cuarón's first time shooting. He's never been a cinematographer. He's mostly directed and wrote. And he shot it all by himself. He just had the camera right by him the whole time.
Well, it did feel like it. And you know what? Some of those shots in Roma were pretty impressive. Like some of those longer shots where they leave the house and they start walking down the street. And it was like, I started to have a nerve-wracking feeling because the kids were running ahead and she was like, slow down. It was like, oh, one of the kids going to get hit by a car. I'm like bracing myself. But then you see something else happen. It's like, oh, man, that's a bummer too. But it's like, it was a nice film. It's just, I don't know about Best Picture. It's a very nice film. Definitely worth the watch. But I don't know about Best Picture.
Let's see. I did see A Star is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Was
pretty
that good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Score was pretty good.
What was the other one you mentioned? The Favorite?
The Favorite with, I forgot her name. She was from La La Land. Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. I don't know anything about this movie.
No, I heard it wasn't out that much either. I heard it's pretty good though. Vice with Christian Bale as Dick Cheney.
I don't know if I want to see that. That sounds like a biopic. Is that Who directed that?
Let me see here.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Oliver Stone all of a sudden. Because he did W, didn't he?
Yeah, W, I think so.
Okay.
Let's see, directed by Adam McKay. Let's see, what else?
Okay, so it's not Oliver Stone.
No.
I don't think he's as good as people say he is.
Really?
I'm hating on him. Well, I mean, no, because I think it's the last movie I saw him do was Snowden.
Snowden?
Yeah, and Citizens 4 was way better. But Snowden...
He did JFK, Nixon, and W.
So he's into those historical, political kind of characters and stuff.
Natural Born Killers, The Doors, Born on the 4th of July. Yeah. Military and government stuff.
Well,
okay.
I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it. But I'm interested in Black Klansman because I hear that one's good.
Black Klansman, yep. But I don't know about Bohemian Rhapsody. I liked especially, like, you ever seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, it sounds like a musical.
It's a biographical account of Freddie Mercury, of Queen.
Oh.
And the guy playing him, Rami Malek, looks just like him. It's so scary.
Yeah.
And they had to recreate this concert scene that was done in real life, and they had videos of it side by side with the actual concert footage. It's like identically the same. It's crazy. But it does have some script stuff where some things like of his life are told out of order, which is something you see in the movie. Like, really, that happened? You look up later, like, oh, you did not just put that there.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because it's movie.
For the film's sake, yeah. You can't fit everything in his life.
Yeah.
To fit narratively, some things have to change.
Yeah.
I don't mind that either, but
yeah, it's called dramatization for the listeners. You have to do it. It's what makes movies work. Mm-hmm. It makes them better.
Right. Let's see what else.
Oh my God, that must be the 5th time that thing you reminded me to make sure the oven is off. I think maybe I should go check.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely off. But
did you hear about all that controversy going on at the Oscars? Where first last year they were trying to get a best popular film category added.
Best popular film.
Best popular film.
Oh, so like a fan favorite kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
A lot of people backlashed off of that. They're like, oh, now you're just trying to, get ratings and stuff like that. So they reversed their decision.
Oh, that sucks. They shouldn't have did that.
Then Kevin Hart was supposed to be the host.
Oh.
And
I heard about that.
Internet trolls
looked
up something from way back in like 2011 he put on Twitter and he quit.
Something's supposed to be homophobic.
Yeah, so now there's going to be no host apparently. They couldn't find anyone else to do it.
Oh, really? They couldn't find anyone else to host the Oscars? Are you kidding me?
Because they're worried about getting the exact same treatment that Hart got.
Holy crap. That's fucked up.
And then the other day, they announced they were going to show some categories during the commercial break, and 2 of those ended up being cinematography and editing during the commercial break.
Okay.
But everyone's like, you realize those are like the two main core concepts of filmmaking.
So during the commercial break, they would do...
And then right at the air...
they would do the awards for best cinematography.
The award for cinematography, editing, and a couple others during the commercial break.
So people wouldn't get to see it.
Yeah, then after the commercial break, they'll speed through it. And they're like, okay, this guy won this in a little bit of their speech. This guy won this in a little bit of their speech. No, and they reversed their decision because everyone's like, show all the categories.
You can't do that. Dude, the Oscars are a mess. But that sucks. The Kevin Hart thing sucks because it's like you're going to go on somebody's Twitter from like 8 years ago.
People change. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah,
everyone changed. I mean, the whole country reversed its, feelings about homosexuality, marriage, all that stuff. It's like, don't do that. Yeah, he said it. Does he feel that way today?
No, probably not. No, we don't know.
No, but it's probably smart of him not to do that because, like, if he would have went ahead and hosted it, the conversation would have been on and on. And we just would dragged on through it. But
I just feel bad for him though. He said he'd been wanting to do that for years, and now he can't.
He can probably do it.
In the future. Yeah.
Just Just gotta wait for things to die down.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that there's gotta be a host. You can't have a show without a host.
Apparently they're gonna bring out like special guest stars, like just to pop up for different parts of it.
I think that's what they do. Okay.
They usually have one host through the whole thing, and then they'll bring up somebody as a guest. But this time it's probably just gonna be the guests that come up. Like there's talk of like having the cast of the Avengers films as thing. Everyone's like,
Nobody hates the Avengers movies, right?
No, everyone's like, why is that though? They're like, wait, what's the who runs the broadcast the Oscars? ABC. Who owns ABC? Disney. Who's Disney own?
The Avengers movies.
Marvel.
Okay, well, I get that. Oh, that sucks. Well,
yeah.
Look, man, if I'm running the academy, I'm just be like, look, we got to make a decision on some things, right?
Right.
So we do it. We don't do it and then backtrack.
Just do it. See how it works out for the year. And if it doesn't work, you revert it then. You don't just... Oh, my God. Such a mess.
It's whatever. See, this is part of why I don't watch it.
No, I usually just look up, like, on Twitter. It's like, who won at the end, like I do for the other ones. Like the Golden Globes or something like that. But
I don't even do that. That doesn't matter. You know, the only value that I get is that I know a movie is good if it's gotten nominated for a bunch of things. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, okay, that movie is probably good. It's the only value. It doesn't mean anything if you actually won Best Picture. All the other ones that got nominated were all obviously good too. Mm-hmm. So as long as they get to put the palm leaves on the DVD cover, you know, that should be a moral victory for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But Best Picture, I mean, what's the criteria for Best Picture? Having a tight script, you know, having really good dialogue. Like, what is it going to be that makes this better?
Making a great story with what you have.
Well, then why is Black Panther winning?
Yeah, but it's not nominated. It's not even nominated for any all the other categories. Still go like way down on the list.
Yeah. So unlike let's say like A Star Is Born, which is nominated for a couple categories, and Bohemian Rhapsody, which is like a Best Actor nomination, stuff like that. But you don't see Black Panther. You see a Best Picture, but then you don't see it until way down the list. I imagine it probably has like nominated for like CGI or some special effects.
Oh yeah, but
you know,
even I thought Infinity War did better with the effects category, especially like on Thanos. But
let's talk about Infinity War.
All right.
Okay. First of all, I wasn't a fan of the first Avengers. Now listen, I have no bias against or for any movie going in, except the ones that I'm obviously a fan of, like Blair Witch Project. I went to see the second movie, even though I knew it was going to suck, or the third movie, even though I knew it was going to suck, because I'm obligated as an original fan. Same thing for Jurassic World. I know what I'm going to get into. I'm just going just because I like the series. But Avengers, I wasn't expecting like a great story or anything. I saw some cool stuff. But Infinity War, the reason that I went to see that is because I heard from one of my friends that this is when shit gets real. Half the people die. I was like, what? You mean half the heroes die? He's like, yeah. Like, so it's like they're not all invincible. So it's like there's a possibility that they're in danger. It's like, yeah, man. You don't know who's going to die. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So then I got interested because I felt like, okay, well, if it's anything like my friend says the comics are, if half the heroes die, then that means it's going to take like a kind of a dark turn. We might be looking at like something like a Marvel version of like the Dark Knight. Is the Dark Knight Marvel?
No, that's DC.
Okay. Yes, that. So I was interested in that. Now, watching the movie, that did not happen, obviously. Spoiler alert. But
well, if they haven't seen it by now, they don't care.
but here's the problem. They did kill half of the cast. The problem is they didn't really kill them. They just made them disappear.
Yeah, we don't know if they're... Well, for a couple of characters, you knew, like, as soon as you saw two of these characters, Black Panther and Spider-Man, like, No, they're not.
They're not dead,
They
first of all.
can't be dead, no.
They're not dead. We know too well that all these characters are franchises.
Yeah, like especially Black Panther. It's like, oh no, he disappeared. Wait, how much money did he make? No, he's not.
Yeah, we're gonna kill off the character that just made how much was it? Over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion. No.
Yeah.
And then when Spider-Man went, we were like, oh, that's so sad. Wait, they're filming his sequel right now. Well, darn.
It doesn't. Yeah, and so I was disappointed, and then it's like I figured it out really quickly. Like it's like the only part that I thought, okay, it might be serious is because they did kill Loki, but they killed him.
Yeah.
He didn't disappear.
No, he literally died. Yeah.
He literally got beat to death or whatever.
No, he got choked. He got choked to death.
Oh, you got choked to death.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, okay, they're killing people. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now I can root because it's like,
No one's safe now.
Nobody's safe. You got to have that feeling that your character might not be safe in order for you to have the feeling that they're,
Yeah, this guy literally killed the first villain from the first Avengers movie. Now you know stuff's going to happen.
Yeah, but it didn't happen, and I'm disappointed. I feel like they're not really deaths. They're just making them disappear. Because number one, they're not really deaths.
They're just dust.
So they died in the world of the story. Technically, they just disappeared. They're ceased to exist. They're dead. But it's like it's not earned. Like there's no emotion attached to it. Like you didn't see it. It's one thing if Captain America is fighting someone like to his death to like save someone, and he could die because that other guy is just as strong as he is or whatever, and you see him die that way. There's emotion attached to that. But when he just disappears, that's nothing. It's complete disappointment. I was expecting people to get killed, and all he did was disappear. So that's the heart of why I was disappointed in the movie. There was some cool stuff, but that's the main thing. Tell me what your thoughts are.
I loved it, though.
He's like, I loved it.
I had a grand old time there. Especially sitting in that full theater I was there on the Thursday night screenings, the first Thursday night screening. And it was a lot of fun to sit with people that have been watching this whole movie universe happen for years. And
I hate going to the movie theaters when it's packed like that. We went late and it was still packed.
Oh, yeah. That was the biggest movie of the year, so
yeah.
Of course it was going to be a packed house.
It stayed the biggest movie of the year for a long time. And
over $2 billion, dang.
But, yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch. I enjoyed going with I can't remember who I went with. But I went. I was just disappointed that I didn't get to see characters actually die in fights and stuff like that. So I wasn't really invested in them when they disappeared. So, and then it was like kind of a cliffhanger. It's like they just did it.
Yeah, which I knew there was going to be a part 2. Everyone knew there was going to, because originally it was supposed to be part 1 and part 2, but then they no, just part 1. But then you watch it's like, yeah, there's a part 2.
Well, like halfway through the movie, it's not like I missed the thing where he was like he tried to find all these scenarios where they might win. He was like, there was only one. And then the other thing that didn't make sense was like he made an effort to save Tony Stark. So it's like, why would he save this guy when he hates this guy? Oh, in the vision where they won, Tony must be alive. So he has to stay alive no matter what. So it's like, okay, well, that's the
like
thing.
when Doctor Strange says, I've looked at all the possibilities and there's only like one that we win.
So I that's like halfway through the movie I figured that out, and then it's like, well, okay, well, obviously he's gonna find a way to bring them all back.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But yeah, that would be my dissatisfaction with Avengers.
All right, yeah.
And it's like that's probably this dissatisfaction with all the Avengers movies. There's just like this expectation that, well, the good guys always win. There's really nothing to fear other than like internal conflict.
At least this time they actually didn't win; they lost. But half the universe just got deleted. So.
We know they're about to win. They're gonna come back.
Yeah, but at least it was cool to see that you can't win every single battle. Like they were trying to prevent everybody from getting erased, and just like that, he gets all the stones and half the universe is deleted.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, it's just so, I don't know. It's hard for me to describe what the problem is, because part of the problem is they have so many heroes with so many abilities, right?
Yeah, and now they're taking on the stuff from the Fox merger. They're bringing in other characters from that, but
Well, it's hard to justify them losing or winning all the time because of that.
yeah,
It's like, well, if they have all these abilities, why don't they always win? And if they are not, if they're human, if they have human sides too, why don't they lose sometimes? But you can't really say they lost until somebody dies.
yeah.
And that's the thing that they're not willing to do, because that's money. So that's why I'm kind of like I keep my distance from comic book movies and stuff, because it's like, it's obviously, merchandise. There's so much money invested. Like they're not going to do anything substantial. You know. But anyways, yeah, I'm done ranting.
Anyways,
any other good movies you've seen lately?
I did see I did see Into the Spider-Verse back on the 27th. That was pretty good.
What's Into the Spider-Verse?
It's an animated Spider-Man film where like all these different spider people from different dimensions all converge on this one. And it's pretty cool. It's
like different versions of Peter Parker?
Yeah, different versions. Like one, it focuses on the one of the Spider-Men. His name is Miles Morales, and he was just introduced not too long ago in the comics.
I heard he's the Black Spider-Man.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes.
I heard about that. I was like, I've never heard of a Black Spider-Man
So
before.
it's like his origin
he's a new
story.
one.
Yeah, so this is like his origin story. And then you see the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker, come in with a bunch of other people that have been Spider-Man over the years.
What do you think if they did like a live action, another Spider-Man? And one of the things I like about Spider-Man is that they're not that they keep redoing it. Mm-hmm. Like, well, yeah,
I don't like it, reboot it.
I like it, reboot it. So it's like you got some people who like, no, I'm a Tobey Maguire. He's my Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
I like Tobey Maguire, but I also like Andrew Garfield.
I like Garfield, and I like Tom Holland, the new guy, too.
And I like the new guy.
Yeah.
I say keep doing them. Keep doing more.
Yeah, I do like he's in the MCU now, which is nice. So you can, I was like, he's where he belongs, which is true,
But I would like to see this Miles Morales guy.
yeah, I think they're going to keep him more into the animated side of things with these
come on, man.
Spider-Man movies.
That's too safe. Make a Black Spider-Man. You could do it.
They're eventually probably going to get to that, right?
Yeah, why does it take so long? You know who is being talked about as being like the first Black Spider-Man a while ago was Donald Glover.
Oh, yeah, and he was the guy that he came up with the idea for that, right, didn't he?
I think he said it as like a joke on a forum or something like that.
Marvel's like, let's do it. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Somebody was like, well, it was people saying like, well, he would make a good Spider-Man. It's like, and then he started repeating it. He was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Donald Glover for Spider-Man, let's go. And then Marvel was like, interesting.
Okay.
Then half the freaking internet was like, Spider-Man's not black. You can't just make Spider-Man black. And he made it like part of his comedy special, like how he, how he reacted to it and all that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's interesting. Have you ever heard the series Death Note?
Death Note, yeah, the one on Netflix?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I have not. I've heard of it, though.
Have you seen the animated series?
No, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
All right, do yourself a favor and watch the animated series. If you're into anime.
Okay.
It's a dark series. It's a very interesting story. It's about the concept of this high school student. It's this brilliant high school student named Light. Mm-hmm. He finds a notebook called the Death Note. And what happens is if you write somebody's name in the Death Note while thinking of their face, there's like a rule or something. There's like a couple rules that apply to it. But if you write somebody's name in this notebook, it kills them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he figures out ways to use it. Like you can control people like 30 seconds before they die or something. So he starts to kill all the criminals in the world, basically. Mm-hmm. And then there is this guy who is like a part of like the International Police Organization. He's like a detective that has been solving cases like secretly, like under different aliases. People have never seen him before. Mm-hmm. He just goes by the letter L, and he goes after Light. Light creates this character who's been killing criminals called Kira, mm-hmm. and nobody knows who he is. And then this guy L, who's a detective, starts trying to figure out who Kira is. And so they have this thing going where L's trying to find Kira, Kira's trying to find L. And if L finds Kira, the police are going to arrest him. If Kira finds L, well, he can write his name in the notebook and kill him. So it's this awesome-ass series, man. It's so well done. They came up with some live actions that were bullshit, but the one that they did on Netflix where L was a black detective was pretty cool. Was interesting. It was different. It was different from the anime. But it was interesting because it was like, well, I never thought they would try making L a black guy. That was kind of cool. But it was very, very interesting as a fan of the series. But yeah, if you ever want to check that out, I'm recommending it to you. All right. Watch it in English because I think a lot of it's in Japanese. So do the English dub.
Okay.
Death Note, for people listening, it's called Death Note. It's awesome. Any good anime you can recommend for me?
No, I don't watch it that much, but sometimes it depends.
Yeah, it's got to be a good series. It's a good series like Code Geass, Cowboy Bebop, Naruto. You into Naruto? No? Oh, man. Shippuden is awesome. But yeah, man. So as far as Tampa Film Network projects this year, for anyone listening, we got the screening coming up in May. We got 3 projects that are kind of in the queue for editing. Looks like Adam's gonna be helping me out with one. Yeah. He offered to do that like last year, and my stupid behind said no because I had Taylor who was gonna do it, but he, things change. So hey man, if you got the time, whatever you want to focus on, because we break it up into. Like I've been doing the basic cut of it, but the color correction. There's something sitting in the queue waiting to be color corrected. Like if so, let me see here. Let me drag this over. Editing team. Got the whole team structure going just like in Film Punks. So here's the exchange folder. So this is where all the other editors would share what we're ready to have. So I have a rough cut right here that needs color correcting or it needs some audio work.
Okay.
But like the basic breakup is the cutting, the color correction, audio, and titles. Don't really need special effects or anything like that.
Right.
But and I consider the music to be part of the audio. But those 4 things. Yeah, so if you want to help with any of that.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It would go a long way. Helps us get done faster. Still got plenty of time. We got the rest of this month. We got March, we got April, and then the screenings in May. So I think that should be enough to get that done.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I think I covered everything. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No, unless you got any.
How about how you became a big Rays fan? How did that happen?
2008 World Series run, my first exposure. After that, I was a fan for 10 years.
I almost became a Rays fan that year.
Almost. Yeah, I lost, but...
Yeah, I was a temporary Rays fan. I became a temporary. I'm one of those fair weather friends. So when everything's good, you see me.
Winning. Everything is,
Woo! Go Rays.
Losing season? Get the heck going.
Yeah.
You're glad that new stadium's not happening right here?
Completely forgot about all of that. But so it's definitely not happening.
No, it's not happening
I think I'm happy about that. Living right here in Ybor, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, traffic.
It would have been just north of or south of Ybor.
It's like down or south of was it the main street? What's the main street that goes through Ybor? It's seventh or sixth.
I think 7th.
7th Avenue. Yeah, so it would have been south of that, like toward the train tracks, more toward the train station.
So I like the development that's kind of happening around here because there were some pretty crappy projects over in Central Park.
Yeah.
I'm from Central Park. Like those projects used to be well, I used to live there. But it was home. But, you know, it's better to have the new buildings and stuff. The only thing I don't like is just usually what happens is when they build new shit, the people who used to live there can't afford to live there anymore, and so you get it gentrified.
Yeah.
So
the property value way up.
Yeah, the property value is just too high for people. So you just get different people coming in.
Right.
So that's okay. You know, as long as I'm not getting forced out of my nice little nifty place here, I feel like I'm like in a little treasure. It's like hidden.
Yeah, it's in the back here. It's a nice little cozy little spot.
What we got here?
Yep, that would have been it. If I can open the picture. There it goes.
So we're looking at the can you pull up right here?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
So we're looking at the
I know we're supposed to talk about film. I was talking about that dumped idea for a race stadium.
I like how they have the cars in the picture as if they just took the picture. Hey, motherfucker, you generated this on a computer.
Let's see. Let's see if we can pull it up. Yep, that would have been it.
It's a nice looking.
It's nice.
building.
Yeah. I don't know where that is.
But I mean, you know, I don't like the politics that get behind these projects, man.
Me either.
Just don't like it. And then what happens to the old stadiums?
Like where Tropicana Field is and all that.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to tear that down.
Just want to tear it down.
Redevelop it.
Can't turn it into anything more useful. Hang on one second. Let me switch the camera back. Okay. Man, oh man. Wow. So, oh yeah. Did I already ask you what else you got for 2019?
I hope to get at least more projects done, or hopefully to try to pick that up. I know I said that last year too. Last year's goal is to get involved in more projects, and that included with yours. So now that I'm at UCF, now I can collaborate more with other people, which is nice.
Film Pods. Oh, okay. I have my own from time to time. You mean good friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool, man. You know, Tampa Film Network could use you.
Yeah. It's just hard now being 2 hours down the road.
Yeah. But we can also like if it turns out to work well, where you know the editing isn't a chore. Yeah. You know, we could
keep
use
sending
your
it.
help.
Just keep sending it up the road.
Yeah. Or you can come down and shoot something for us every now and then.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah. Yeah, man. I really enjoyed working with you.
Yeah, me too.
And the other guys too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time we get to do something, and I'll let you know about the editing. I'll send you some stuff and get your opinion. And it's been great. Anything you want to ask me?
No, man. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
All right. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but it's like, I'm like I'm edging out the door, but like, what's that thing? And I'm going to forget as soon as he walks out, I'm going to remember.
Don't wait, that was it.
Well, I guess we can save it for another time, brother. Yeah. We'd love to bring you back for something like a movie review. Or,
absolutely, yeah.
Me and Kamari were talking about what we're going to do is we're going to do like commentary. So we'll play a movie and sit here and comment on it. That'll be so much fun. Because we were sitting here eating pizza, doing basically that like the other week that he was here. But yeah, so tell everybody where they can find your stuff, all your social media and stuff.
I am under Instagram and I'm under Instagram and Twitter at the Adam Ricketts, and my website was shown up earlier at singlestepentertainment.com, or on YouTube you can find it the same way, Single Step Entertainment.
All right, and always you can find Tampa Film Network on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as just look up Tampa Film Network, or you can go to our website, tampafilmnetwork.org. If you would like to be on the podcast, please message us either online or email us at tampafilmnetworks with the S at gmail.com directly to the email, or just send a message to Tampa Film Network's page, or go to the group and send a message to the admin. I'm one of the admins, so you can reach me or one of the others just by going there. Everything else, I guess the next podcast we'll be talking about who won the Oscars. But we did go over some nominations today. I have no idea what some of these movies are, but I'm going to do some homework. Black Klansman in particular sounds cool. The favorite. What was the other one you mentioned? It was one that was particular. Anyways. And so we'll be coming back to you with that, and we'll see what we got going on next week. I think their next podcast will be next week, and we'll be Kamari coming back to host this bitch. Until then, thank you so much, Tampa Film Network, Tampa, everyone, all of you, even in Miami. If you hear this, thank you, and we will see you next time.